When it comes to improving your DPS, there's just so much you can do. Gear upgrades, more amps, better enchants, etc. are just options you can buy with money. But what if I told you there are ways to improve your overall DPS and gameplay experience without actually spending money? Now before I go into this video, keep in mind this may or may not help your sandbag training room damage, but in practicality, it will help in real fighting situations and dungeons outside of a non-movable training dummy. Tip number 1, counterattack state. You may have heard of Groggy, but there's also another state called the counterattack. Enemies have certain patterns or mechanics that may or may not always lead to the Groggy state. In these situations, you can take advantage of the counterattack. If you throw out an attack at the same time an enemy attacks, that's essentially what counterattacking is, and it actually provides a hefty 25% or so boost in damage. This strategy can be used in any raid or dungeon, and a prime example is the Sirocco boss. Now when she's in the dress form and she's using this pattern, she's swaying back and forth, she's actually in counterattack state, and it's best to actually use bullet time here to quote-unquote lengthen the extra DPS phase. Or even something as simple as the 2+2 dungeon. When this boss starts swiping at you, that's another example of counterattack that you can take advantage of. And to show you the comparison, here are 2 videos comparing no attack versus counterattack on my Dead F Ranger here. Number 2, no hotkey CDR. CDR is cooldown reduction. And if you ever looked at your tooltip, or you never actually read the tooltip, now's a good time to. All skills have a different CDR value attached to them called the command perk. What this means is that you can get benefits if you manual the skill, aka not using the hotkey. This can be extremely useful for a number of scenarios such as manualing your AoE skills so that you can clear rooms faster and you can come back off CD faster, or optimizing your rotation. Personal experience is the Weapon Master. You can fit in 2 Mind Swords, taking it off hotkey and using some runes and talismans, yes, but the hotkey, you do gain 5% CDR, which is kind of big for that skill, which is about 1 to 2 seconds. Or maybe you were longing for that 100% uptime aria on your F-Satyr. This little CDR boost may be your solution. Number 3, managing your skills. Now this one is pretty intuitive, but I've witnessed many times newer alts or newer players who use their skills sporadically, which in the long run lowers your overall DPS. For example, instantly using your awakening skills the moment you enter the boss room is almost always the least efficient way to start your rotation for a variety of reasons. For example, you probably won't land most or half your skill under a Satyr's awakening buff, or something like a synergy buff if you just head first use your 2A or something. And number 2 is basically awakenings are such a long animated skill, and it could basically be used to recycle your other skills when they're on cooldown. Of course this won't matter if you can one-shot the boss already, which boasts time efficiency, but man, in these pubs, basically everyone is just walking around basic attacking after unleashing all of their skills because lack of skill management. So the biggest takeaway is to learn your class, the rotations, and gauging your own strength. For example, buying sell services from start to finish on a new alt is never something that I would recommend because you're never going to experience the class's true potential. And it's best to learn class mechanics when leveling, actually like level 1 to 100, because you can get into the habit or rhythm at the very start. I can go on and on about skill management, but the last bit I kind of went off of a tangent. But yeah, that is all I wanted to talk about in this video. If you can implement some of these tips into your daily routine, I guarantee you will yield better results. But anyways, that's all from me. Thanks for watching the video, and until next time.